Hello everyone, it's Silvia. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at a couple of things that I've received as gifts again for my birthday. I wanted to wait for next week to film this video in order to have everything together, but to be honest with you, there were so many things that I really wanted to go and have a look at, and I just couldn't wait. And so I decided to film this video today, and then there'll be another one next week. I'm just going to start with a few goodies that I received from the Tarot Bag ladies. You heard me talk about them a number of times. I absolutely love all of their products. I have so many tarot bags and pouches. Many of them were actually even custom made. And I also have a reading mat, but I wanted another one. And so this is... I actually had a look at all of the photos that they have on Facebook. They have a really nice Facebook page. And I just chose this fabric because I absolutely adore it. And this is a tarot reading mat, but then they sent me another couple of things as presents, so thank you so much. But let's have a look at this one, because I just literally could not wait. Okay, so let's see. And what I really appreciate as well is that every time they send this really lovely custom-made, this is literally handmade thank you card. So it's something that I also collect because they're really beautiful. So let's have a look at this, because oh my goodness, it feels amazing. So this is actually velvet. And it feels really fantastic, like it's very soft to the touch. And I mean, look at this fabric, isn't it just absolutely gorgeous? It is really beautiful. I cannot wait to use this. It is also really well made. I know that it's not always easy, you know, to make these tarot reading maps, especially because the velvet behaves in a different way as the fabric that has been used as a bag. And by the way, look at the contrast between the green and the lavender color of the bag. Isn't it just absolutely amazing? I really love this. And it is really well made, absolutely fantastic. Very happy about the quality of this, and I can't wait to use it. You can check out their Facebook page, and you can choose out of many different fabrics. So this is really lovely. They also, they're very communicative, so it's not a problem if you want to customize something, you'll be able to get it done. And then let's have a look at the rest, because this is what I really couldn't wait, you know, to have a look at. So we got two things here. This one with all of the owls, I really love this one, and it looks like it can, you know, it looks rather big. So I'm thinking I can actually put in here one of my bigger, let's say, decks. Maybe even the Westwood Tarot, because the Westwood Tarot is rather large, but also because the Westwood Tarot actually came in a box. I think I did the unboxing a couple of days ago, and I posted a video a couple of days ago, and when I opened it, I actually found out that the inside sleeve of the box was actually already damaged. So when it's like that, to be honest, I'd rather store the cards in, you know, in a safer way. So I'm assuming this is a happy birthday scroll, but just look at the tiny details, how beautiful they are. So yes, it's a happy birthday message. So that is, you know, it is things like this that I really appreciate, because they make a difference between just ordering something from a shop or buying it from a shop, and you don't have this kind of personal touch. That is something that it's always appreciated. So let's have a look, because I can feel that there's something inside here. I'm so excited. I don't know what it is. It's a surprise. So I just revert. I don't know if it's I don't know if everyone does that, but when it's my birthday especially, because I don't get a lot of present for Christmas. Christmas is more like getting in touch with people and celebrating together with people, but when it's my birthday, I don't know why, but I revert back to childhood basically, and I really really love to receive presents, especially when they are a surprise. But look at how beautiful this bag is. It really is very very cute. So let's see. Ooh, oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, that's amazing. So Julie is the name of the mom. So the tarot bag ladies, it's basically a mother and a daughter, and the daughter is Dash, who was also a member of my membership program, and Julie is the mom, and she's an artist. I mean, look at this. This is such a beautiful owl. And I really love that there is snow. So anything with animals in the snow is just, for me, it's like I'm in love. I'm always in love. So such an amazing gift. I really really love this. Thank you so much. It looks absolutely amazing, and look at the it's done in a very careful way, you know. It's just really perfect. And you know, the owls are always pointing to wisdom, and it is always very important to know the symbology related to animals, but sometimes it's, for me it's difficult. But one thing that I remember, I will always remember, is the owl related to wisdom. There's also something symbolical between the owl and the association with the moon, because owl are birds that are most active at night. So there's you know, that kind of connection as well. And really really excited. Very very beautiful gift. Thank you so much. And there's other stuff here, so I'm very excited about this as well. Happy birthday. Look at this, my goodness. I already see this kind of paper is really beautiful. It reminds me of there is a tarot deck that I believe that it's for sale or for pre-order now, and it's by an Australian author. And it's the same author that made the Oracle of the Rose, or Oracle of the Roses, or Roses Oracle, or something like that. It's an indie deck, I believe. I think it's like Oracle of the Rose, and now there is a tarot deck with the same kind of theme. It's called the Tarot of the Rose. And so I think that the Oracle of the Rose was quite famous because it was Don Michel that you know, showed that Oracle deck on her channel, and so it became rather famous. But now the same author has also made a tarot deck, and I believe that it's available for pre-order or something like this now. Probably not on the Etsy store, but on the website. But if I remember, I'm just gonna put it in the description box below, just for you to be able to have a look if you want to. Look at all of these things. I mean, I have a journal, and I absolutely love sticking these things to the journal because it looks so adorable. This kind of ephemera, I don't know what it's called. It's like vintage kind of stuff, and I really love this. And this looks like a mini notebook. Let your heart be your guide. It's adorable. Look at this. And I think this is handmade as well, so it's really really cute, really nice. And I do have a lot of journals because I do tend to write a lot, so obviously this is always welcome. And I'm assuming this is another happy birthday message. I'm just gonna check it out. Look at how beautiful this is. Adorable. Okay. Yes, it's a happy birthday message. Thank you so much. I am so excited about this. My goodness, look at how beautiful this is. The fabric is really really lovely. Oh wow, there's also another one here, really nice. You see, this is actually really welcome, because what I'm going to do with this one, this is like a tag. that I can actually use here, and I can write down the name of the tarot deck or oracle deck or whatever I will use to put in this bag, and then I would just fit it in here. And so if I happen to forget what's inside the bag, I would just have to flip the tag and I will see that, which is, you know, it's probably the way to go, because I can say that now that I'm starting to have a lot of bags, these really beautiful bags, sometimes I make a connection between the deck that is inside and sometimes I don't. And so I would rather be able to, you know, have an easy way to access, or at least to have the information of what deck is stored inside the bag. But I really loved it. And look at the inside, my goodness. Look at this, how adorable this is. This is fantastic. I mean, this is the inside lining, and it's, you know, it's a white background with all of these black and white bees. So absolutely adorable. I really love this. Really love this bag. But there's more. So even this one with the daisies. Daisies are actually my favorite flower. I really love daisies. I always think that it's a very friendly kind of flower. Apart from the love me not thing that we were doing when we were kids. And I don't know if you can see, if I do this you probably can. So the inside lining is also, it's not just plain white, it's actually almost, it looks almost as if it were embroidered. So it's really nice as well. So very beautiful, this one as well. And I think I know which one this is, because we were talking about it. This is a surprise. Look at this, my goodness, it's so beautiful. So we were talking about it with Tash because this one reminds me a lot of the Desert Illuminations Tarot because of the cacti and you know, all of these, I believe it's an agave, but I'm not entirely sure. But in any case, these are desert plants, obviously. And so desert plants, desert illumination, it's also because this kind of orange and also the greens, you can find them in the deck as well. And I really love this button. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like a sombrero seen from the top. So it's absolutely adorable. And I think I'm gonna use this one for my desert illumination, the mass market edition, when it will come out in Australia, which will be at the end of April, probably May. Really beautiful teal color in the inside and the lower part of the outside as well. Absolutely adore it. And then there's some more paper, really beautiful. I don't have my glasses, so I can't read it. But it's, look how beautiful this is. Really nice. Thank you so much. I am so happy about these, and I can't wait to choose which decks are gonna go where. And now let me just zoom back out again, because I'm going to show you a couple of decks that I bought. One is a present, and two decks I actually bought them for myself. So the one that is a present is this one. And I was talking about this with another friend in the tarot community. And I was saying, you know, I really admire the work that has been done on this oracle deck. It's an oracle deck, it's this one here. So let me just zoom back in, obviously. This is called the Divination Codex. You can see it here, but it's obviously, it's flipped. And then it's a French deck. It's called L'Oracle Da Vinci. Now, this one is, I believe, a indie edition. No, okay, it's not an indie edition. Sorry about that. So it's a French deck, and it's published by Editions Exergue. And it is by Sandy Tattoo 2.0 and Voglio Bene. And this is, I was talking about this deck with a friend of mine, and she was like, you know what? I actually can get it in Europe, and then I would just send it over to you, because if you want to buy this deck, you can find it on Amazon, and you can find it on even Amazon, I believe US or Amazon Australia, but in Amazon Australia it costs something around $150, which is ridiculous, because if you get it from Amazon France, is actually something around 25 euros. So obviously you need to pay for the shipping cost. but it will never amount as much as $150, even summing everything up. So we were talking about this deck, and I was like, and she was like, okay, do you want me to get it for you and then I can ship it over? And that was maybe 6 or 7 weeks ago, and I just received it this week. And in the meantime, because I really love what the artist has done in this deck, I actually bought another deck from the same artist, and I did the same. So I bought it from Amazon France, and I had to pay for the shipping cost, but still a lot less than what I would have spent had I gotten it out of Amazon US or Amazon Australia. And the good news is that the other deck that I'm going to show you later is actually still a French deck, the edition that I got, but it will be published in English this year, sometime this year. So let me just show you this deck, because I don't believe there's a lot of people that are familiar with this deck. It is incredibly beautiful. It's curated art, and obviously Da Vinci is Leonardo Da Vinci. So if you're not familiar, Leonardo Da Vinci was pretty much everything you can think that a person can be. He was an Italian, I would say, scientist, but also inventor. He made up a lot of stuff, but he was also studying human anatomy, and he was also a painter. So a number of things. Very, very interesting personality, incredibly fantastic and interesting life. But it was also the one, obviously, that painted the La Gioconda. So that was obviously quite famous. I just realized now that the box is slightly damaged, but it's not a huge problem. I think I can actually fix it. So I'm not gonna touch it too much because I don't want to you know, make it worse. But yeah, but you know, it's also because probably it happened during transport, because you can imagine from you know, one Amazon deposit to my friend's place, and then from my friend's place to my place in Australia, and you know, sometimes these things happen. The important thing is that the cards will not be damaged. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for that. So we also have the guidebook, and it's really chunky, as you can see. Really interesting. Obviously, being a French publication, it will be in French, as it is, of course. And by the way, so this is interesting. You can see here that in some cases the writing is flipped, like in this case here. Sorry, I can't seem to get that page. There you go. So you see here is flipped. So Leonardo da Vinci was left-handed. But because when you write left-handed, you tend to write this way, and what happens is that whilst you're writing, you end up covering up what you're writing with your hand, because you do like this. So what he did most of the time, he actually wrote from right to left, in order to be able to read the words without having to, you know, every time lift his hand to see what he was writing. That is not legend, that is actually true. However, it wasn't writing this way. So it's true that it was writing from right to left, but it wasn't writing as if the writing were flipped. I think that they probably wanted to show it in some way, and you know, that's the way that they are reproducing it, which is absolutely fine. Very, very clever, we'll have to say. Really lovely also, the book. So this is, you know, all of the test runs that he was doing before painting La Gioconda. And I'm really, really excited about this deck. I'm excited about reading the guidebook as well. There are keywords on the cards, so it is something that is obviously helping. But it will be interesting to have a look at the guidebook as well. Very well printed, by the way, really good production value, very soft to the touch, really, really nice. And let's have a look at the deck. So it comes with this, let's say it's a fake velvet kind of pouch. Not as beautiful as the tarot bags from the Tarot Bag Ladies. But you know, it does the job. But I will probably put this deck in a different bag. So let's see, and this is the deck. So it is gilded. This gilding is nice, as you can see. It feels like it's really good quality. because, you know, many times I would see it immediately when there's damage on the gilding. And I was reading a couple of reviews on Amazon talking about this gilding not being very good because the deck arrived to them that it was already smudged or at least damaged a little bit on the corners. I have to say mine is intact, but then again, you know, you're never sure that this is what you get what you're gonna get. This is not something that you can actually take to the bank. You never know. But in any case, I don't mind. I wouldn't have minded anyway. So this is a little bit dark, but let me just zoom in and see if I can show you. This is a really, really beautiful. And if I do this, you can probably see that this is actually gold foil on the cards, and it's almost as if it were embossed, because it does have, you can actually feel it when you do it, when you do like that with your finger. It does have some kind of an embossing kind of feel to it. Really beautiful, absolutely adorable. Obviously there's an effort put in by the creator, because it's not just images you know, out of, and this is La Gioconda, sorry, I just saw it here, obviously, and there's okay, so there's this kind of manipulation. Whether it's achieved through Photoshop, I don't know, because I haven't checked in the guidebook yet. But as you can see here, for example, there is a slight change in the colors, there's a saturation, there's also the addition of a couple of tattoos here and there, for example, or obviously this is all gold foil. So this is the style that this Sandy Tattoo 2.0 and Voglio Bene have done, and I really, really like it. So I actually really can't wait to use this deck. It is slightly darker than what I thought. I don't know if you can actually tell through the lens. You'll probably see it slightly more bright than what I'd see. But it's not a huge deal, and it's fine. Really, really beautiful. There again we see La Gioconda, again perfection, apogee and transcendence. As you can see, sometimes I tend to say, when you're looking at a French deck or a Spanish deck or an Italian deck, for example, and you're hesitating whether you want to get it or not because of obviously the language barriers, I would say have a look at the walkthrough, because in many cases many words actually come from Latin, and so when they do come from Latin they will be very similar. So even if the deck is in French or Spanish or Italian, intelligence is intelligence, perspicacity, genie. I mean, it's not difficult, as you can see, to use it anyway. Ooh, this is this is like me, isn't it? It's like me whenever I wear all of these rings. So richness, progression, and réussite is gain, or, you know, accomplishment. Research, experience, formation. As you can see, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to gather what the keywords mean. Really, really gorgeous deck, absolutely fantastic. I do have a couple of decks in mind that I want to use with this one. One of them that probably would go really well with this one is the Tarot of Persephone's Garden, probably the Huntress Tarot as well. And, you know, any other deck that has this kind of vibes, of Renaissance kind of vibes. Wow, look at this. You know, I love skulls, so obviously I love that. Really, really nice. Very excited about this deck. I'm very excited about using it. As you can see, he was doing a lot of anatomical studies. So he was a researcher, if not a scientist, at least a researcher. Let's say he was doing a lot of research. So he had some really pretty cool ideas. He was fixating on the knowledge, on the idea that men will one day fly. And, you know, he was building all this machinery that were mimicking the wings of a bird. But it's just absolutely fascinating. If you Google Leonardo da Vinci and his inventions, it's just something that you can go down the rabbit hole for, because it's absolutely fascinating. So this is the deck that I received as a present, and I cannot wait to start working with this one. But whilst I was waiting for this deck to arrive to Australia, I actually purchased this other deck, which is by the same creators. So this is also from Sandy Tattoo 2.0 and Voglio Bene. And this is the Dis-moi que tu m'aimes Oracle. And this is the Oracle that I was saying that is actually going to be released in English as well sometime this year. And the title translates as in Tell Me You Love Me. So if you Google Sandy Tattoo 2.0 and Tell Me You Love Me, you will see that this deck is going to be translated. So for now, it's still the same publishing house as the Divination Codex. So let's have a look at this deck, because I'm very excited about this one as well. It is probably going to be in the very same style, you know, a little bit of curated art, but also a bit of manipulation and probably a lot of tattoos as well. I'm kind of thinking that Sandy Tattoo is a tattoo artist, so I wouldn't know whether that is their only, let's say, their only job or their main job. But I'm pretty sure that you can find out. Now this one is very heavy. It's a very heavy box, and let's see if I can open it without breaking my nails. Okay, so this one was a bit difficult to open, probably because maybe there was a little bit of humidity during the transport, and I feel like the cardboard of the box shrank a little bit, but it's not a problem. Now we've got it open, and this is the guidebook as we've seen in the other one. Really excellent production when it comes to the guidebook on this one as well. The pages are actually glossy, as you can see, they catch the light. Really, really beautiful. My goodness, this is amazing. I cannot wait to see the cards, because I had a look at a few other cards, but not all of them. And I cannot wait. There's a another Oracle deck that I backed on Kickstarter a few months ago, and I cannot wait to receive that deck as well, because it will pair up really well. But for now, let me just have a look at the cards, because this is what we're here for. Now it does come with this simil velvet, fake velvet pouch, as well as the Divination Codex. And these are the cards. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful this is. This is incredible. I mean, seriously, the colors are just amazing. This one is not as dark as the Divination Codex, which makes me happy. By the way, it's also gilded in the same way, so really really good gilding, good quality. And obviously you can see that there's gold foiling on the cards as well as the other. And these are the backs that look absolutely fascinating. Sacrifice, abandonment, devotion. Wow, that's so beautiful. I recognize the art. I feel like I've seen the art, obviously, but obviously also there's these additional tattoos, as you can see everywhere. Really nice, really beautiful. This must be the curated art that is actually kind of free to download. I know that some curated art is free for artists to use in collages, for example. And this one is not entirely collage. I don't think this is actually collage. I think this is literally, let's say, you know, Photoshop manipulation and stuff like that. If that is not the case, my apologies, but obviously this is not just curated art and just, you know, chopped out of a magazine and then stuck on a page as a collage, because there's a lot of tattoos here that you can see. Wow, that is so beautiful. I am speechless. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy that I've got this deck. It's just so beautiful. So as I said, this one I am sure 100% that I've seen it will come out in English, possibly this year, hopefully soon. And I'm not entirely sure about the other deck, but it will be really great. I love this kind of art style. What do you guys think? If you have any decks to recommend to me to pair up with this one, let me know in the comments below. I'm already thinking about a couple of decks that I'm going to use. Oh wow, look at this one. Wow, this is Paranoia, Folie is Madness, and Tracas. I actually don't know what that means. Put on a happy face, it says here. Wow, it reminds me of the Joker, you know, the portrayal of the Joker by Joaquin Phoenix. It reminds me a lot of a Joker. I believe the Joker in the movie has the same kind of makeup as well. So really, really nice, really interesting. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me just double check, and I want to check out the book. And let's see what it says. So this is card number 40. So let's have a look at what it says for card number 40. So we got the 3 keywords here, and then we've got a quote here at the bottom that loosely translates as it takes one to know one, or rather it takes a mad person to recognize another mad person. And then we got a fair bit here, as you can see, and something more. I'm not going to translate now. It's also because I'm not wearing my reading glasses. I can still read this. So I'm not too bad. and then it moves on to the next card. So there's a fair bit to read, you know, when it comes to the guidebook as well. Which is always making these decks even more interesting, obviously, because they could have stopped at the keywords. That's all we need in order to read the cards, but at the same time we also want to know what the author was thinking when they were creating this deck. So it's always really interesting. Really, really love this. It's so beautiful. Seriously, I am so... And it's a very Valentine's Day, almost as if it were done on purpose, which was not, to be honest with you. But this is a very beautiful deck that could also be used, you know, for relationship readings. I'm not entirely sure because I haven't worked with it yet, but it does feel like it could be. So really, really nice, and I'm stoked about this deck. And the last deck that I wanted to show you today, which is also a present, it's this one here, and it is a deck that I've had in my wish list for a while. I didn't really know whether I would have appreciated it or not. I don't think that there were enough images out there for me to be able to know if I really wanted this deck. But at the end, you know, because I received it as a present, so I'm really, really happy about having it. And let's have a look. I believe that this is from Liminal 11. Yes, it is. So it is a deck that you can find on Amazon together with all the other Liminal 11 decks. And it comes with the same kind of, you know, setup with this box that opens like this at the bottom. I am never happy about these boxes from Liminal 11. More often than not, I find that they're quite expensive. There's another box within the box. And I don't know, I feel like we could have avoided all this. I know that it's almost as if it were a signature box for them, which is absolutely fine. But at the same time, you know, we also look at what that might mean when it comes to the prices of these decks. So let's have a look here. I mean, this is really beautiful, come on. It is rather beautiful. But this could have been a tuck box, you know what I mean? This could have been very easily a tuck box, and that would have been just as good. So I've got something here. There's a foam that I need to remove. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's another thing that I don't really understand, because the cards are never the same size as the guidebooks, and so the cards can eventually move, but I do appreciate that they put this foam so that during transport they did not move a single bit. So obviously I'm not expecting them to be damaged. And let's see, so obviously we've got the guidebook as always. Sometimes you have really great guidebooks. For example, if you have the Oracle deck, the Seed and Sickle, I believe it's called, that one has even 2 guidebooks because there's a, I believe, a shadow and a light way to read the cards, so it's really cool. Sometimes you just have, you know, the equivalent of a little white book, which is absolutely fine. There is no thumbprint of the cards here, but again, we have the cards, so we don't really need it. There is though when it comes to the major arcanas, as you can see here, which is very appreciated. And I'm very curious about this deck. So the jury is still out. I don't know whether that will be a deck that will be vibing with me or not, but I think it will because it looks really interesting. And whenever there's a deck that is interesting, you know, that is different, that is something that offers a different perspective or a modern way to look at the RWS, it's always welcome in my collection because obviously, as a matter of fact, it will be unique. So I'm expecting this deck to be unique, and perhaps because it is unique, obviously some of the cards will resonate a lot more than others. So I'm not expecting to fall in love immediately with all of the 78 or 80, I believe there's cards in here. But at the same time, I always appreciate the effort behind the creation of these decks because it really shows the perspective of the creator. So really curious about this deck. So what happens here is this. As you can see, there is it's called the Unveiled Tarot. So in the background of the card, of the image, you see, let's say, one image. You know, there's one image. So you see a person here that could be a president of a country, or, you know, it looks pretty much like a prime minister of a country or a president of a country. Doesn't specifically... I don't want to say which country, I have an idea, but I might be wrong, so I'm not gonna, and you know, I don't want to discuss politics, to be honest, because I live in Australia, so what I know about is just Australia and Italy, of course. But then what you can see is that there's almost as if there were a frame, or to me this almost looks like a portal. So it looks like there was a window here that has been open, and you know, and it looks like it's giving us access to what is truly behind the veil, so Unveiled Tarot, and so we can see the true nature of this person. This is my take on the deck. And let's see, for example, when it comes to the Magician, at the same time, we can see here the skills and everything. And oh my goodness, sorry, I just realized something. Okay, so, all right, bear with me because I need to show you something that I just realized. Do you see this part of the card here? Do you see what happens here? So this is actually a movie set. Okay, this is a movie set. And see how clever, see, that's why I love new decks that give you an additional perspective, because this is really cool to me. So I don't think this is denying the landing on the moon, but I really like the idea that it's presenting the landing on a moon, a planet, as you know, something that has been filmed in a movie set. And here, for example, you can see even more proof of that, because I don't know if you can see the T, this T here. This is, if you ever shot any documentary, movie, anything, you will know that this is the tape that we always use in order for the main character, let's say the person is on camera, to know where they need to stand. So I used to do this all the time when I was filming for the documentary that I was a producer of a few years ago. So this is definitely, had I not seen this, I probably would not have paid attention to this, and I would have thought about, yeah, this is the landing on the moon, etc. But this is actually something that has been filmed in a movie set, which is really making the card really interesting. As a matter of fact, please let me know in the comments below if you want a walkthrough of this deck, because I strongly believe that this could be a fantastic deck study. With my members, we've actually just decided to study the Light Seers Tarot as our new deck study. but with the new book. So it's going to be really interesting because the book has been published, I believe, almost 6 months ago, and it will be interesting to see Chris and on take on the cards. But this will be a fantastic deck to study as well. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see a walkthrough of this deck, because I believe that just by looking at the cards in a flip through, you won't necessarily be able to get all of these references. Wow. Really, really cool. I am so excited about this deck. Oh, look at this one. This is amazing. I believe that this is like an evolution through time. So perhaps these two met themselves, they met in a subway, as you can see here, and then they became lovers. So there's the passing of time. Oh, wow, I really like this. And this is an old race car. You know, for the chariot as well, really cool. Or the strength card, amazing, absolutely amazing. You know, this is a doctor that has the same strength because they want to save the person, but there's also kindness, and with the lemniscate here, there's so much that we can talk about by looking at these cards. Oh, the hermit. The hermit, you know, in the middle of the crowd, but still looking down and feeling probably by themselves. And the Wheel of Fortune with the roulette. And Justice card. And the Hanged One. Wow, that's an interesting one. This one looks like Houdini. When he was doing the stunt about being chained to a really heavy rock and thrown in the sea, and then he was just releasing himself from the locks, and then he was swimming up to the surface. And the Death card, and the Temperance card, and this is a barista making a cocktail. Wow, oh, I really love this deck. That's really cool. And the Devil, wow. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of the cards, but these are just absolutely fantastic. Loving the Star card. Oh, look at the Moon card as well. Absolutely loving this deck. See, at the beginning I didn't know, so there's a couple of additional cards. Yes, there's the Mob. Wow, very, very impactful, very strong. And the Puppeteer, who's also, you know, it's a puppeteer who's moving these puppets, but he himself is also a puppet. Wow, and then we're moving on to the Suit of Wands, and as you can see, it is fully scenic, obviously, with the same concept. The Three of Wands with the charts, and oh, wow, I love it. Sorry, I'm gushing. I know that I'm repeating over and over that I love this deck, I love this deck, I love this deck. But, you know, there's no two ways around that. I really, really am so excited about this deck, and I'm excited about working with it. Again, I will really look forward to... if you want to, I can film a walkthrough of this deck or any other deck, just let me know. Really looking forward to work with this deck because it really gives you the possibility to focus on different aspects related to the card. Wow, oh my god, okay, this is very strong. Wow, yeah, okay, bearing your organs, you know, bearing everything that you have inside and putting it outside on everyone's, for everyone to see in the Eight of Swords, but at the same time, this sense of being in the cage. And the Nine of Swords. And did I have a look at the Three of Swords? Because that is one of the cards that I really want to check out and see whether it's... Okay, well, it's still a pure start, but at the same time, I like it. I like it. It's someone who's clearly had too much to drink, and now they toppled over the bench of the bar in front of a martini with a couple of olives. I like it. I like it. So let me have a look at, wow, even this one, you know, Gossip, with the person that has been stabbed on the back 10 times. really amazing. I mean, I don't know if I'm actually making up these kind of correlations and associations, but this is what the cards are telling me. This is the message that I see. And the Queen of Swords with the veil. So it's ironic because in the Unveiled Tarot, the Queen of Swords has the veil. You know, but the Queen of Swords is also the one that actually can see through the veil. Really nice. Oh, and the heart. The King of Swords still has a heart, but it's a very small one, but it's still there. Amazing. I love this deck. Really, really interesting. Oof, wow. Oh, and this person that is, you know, a big person, but it's holding inside a smaller person that is holding on to the pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles with the soldier coming back wounded and injured from the war. Wow, amazing. Amazing, absolutely fantastic, this deck. I don't know, it's, to be honest, I think it's underrated. I have not seen this deck anywhere else in any other channel. I haven't seen it on Instagram or TikTok. It will be very interesting to see what the community think about this deck. Let me know in the comments below, because I think this is very interesting, revolutionary, I would say. I would go as far as to say that this is a once in a lifetime kind of deck, and once in a lifetime in the sense that you find this deck and it speaks really loud and it's got something to say that no one has said before. So I am so excited about this deck, and all of the decks that I got lately, I've been so lucky that I love so much all of the decks that I got in the last couple of weeks. So this is shaping up to be a really, really amazing birthday. In any case, thank you so much for being here, and for now, have a great day.